While the majority kneel before the system, signing papers that chain them for decades, you remain standing. They sit across from bankers, trembling hands holding pens, believing they are building a future, when in reality, they are burying themselves in a coffin of interest and dependency. They beg for loans as if they were begging for air. You in silence already built your own oxygen. You understood that to survive in this world, you cannot rely on what others lend you. You must create something that no one can take away. Look around and listen carefully. The noise of consumption echoes like a prison where everyone claps for their own chains. Cars financed in 70 installments, houses mortgaged until old age, trapping men in the illusion of ownership when in reality the bank is the true master. Credit cards burned recklessly on dinners and gadgets that change nothing. Social media flooded with fake smiles, staged trips, luxury on borrowed time. All of it is debt dressed up as success. And while the world races to prove something it never had, you remain invisible. No noise, no rush. Because you understood early that real wealth doesn't scream. It doesn't need to be a parade. It doesn't beg for recognition. It grows slowly, like ice spreading over a lake, cold, silent, relentless. They live on promises of tomorrow, a raise, a promotion, a miracle. You live on automatic returns that arrive whether you speak or not. For them, every bill is a reminder of weakness, another cut in their already fragile skin. For you, every dividend is a reminder of discipline, a silent handshake with yourself for having stayed true when it was easier to give up. They think freedom comes from earning more. You discovered the opposite truth. Freedom comes from needing less and owning more. They beg, you receive. They live owing, you live collecting. And that difference is not just numbers on a screen. It is proof that you built a colder mind than theirs. While they chase shortcuts, you commit to the long road. While they surrender to comfort, you chose the ice, and the ice does not forgive the weak. The ice waits. It cracks beneath the feet of those who rush, but it holds steady for the man patient enough to walk carefully. That is wealth, cold, precise, and merciless against those who can't wait. Understand something clearly. Cold wealth is never luck. It is not a lottery ticket, not a sudden strike of fortune. It is discipline with patience, math with time. It is the invisible habit of repeating quiet choices that look meaningless to the world. It is buying assets when everyone else is distracted. It is holding when the crowd screams to sell. It is sitting in silence while others panic. It is not caring about applause, likes, or validation. It is the pure discipline of building brick by brick. And when the dividends arrive, they carry more than numbers. They carry weight. They carry proof. Proof that you stayed. Proof that you resisted the noise. Proof that your silence was stronger than their shouts. While they brag about their debts, mistaking chains for trophies, you smile at your returns. They flaunt things they don't truly own, parading plastic wealth in front of strangers who don't care. You remain invisible, moving quietly with what you built in silence. They live for appearances. You live for assets. They trust banks handing over their power. You trust silence because silence is unbreakable. And within that silence lies something the world fears: patience. Because patience is the deadliest weapon. Patience kills doubt. Patience suffocates weakness. Patience exposes the desperate. The man who waits in silence doesn't just survive, he wins. Think about it. While they buy things to impress, you buy time. While they beg for credit, you collect dividends. While they drown in interest, you breathe freedom. And the world doesn't understand, because the world is addicted to noise. The world cannot see beyond the surface. They see you as quiet, distant, ordinary, almost forgettable. But what they don't know is that in silence, you constructed something untouchable. Independence. Cold men don't beg. Cold men don't plead. Cold men don't take loans to impress. They build, they wait, they collect. And their wealth is not loud. It's not shiny. It doesn't ask to be seen. Cold wealth is invisible until it's undeniable. Brick by brick, share by share, dividend by dividend. Every man has a choice. Some chain themselves to debt. Others chain themselves to discipline. Most will never escape the cycle of owing because they are addicted to the taste of instant gratification. But you already walked out of that cycle. Your life became capital. Your silence became a strategy. Your dividends became the coldest proof that you refused to be like them. And still they laugh. They think you're missing out, that your silence is weakness. They whisper that you're wasting your years. But one day the laughter will stop. When their debts crush them, when their comfort evaporates, when they realize their entire life was rented, they will look for the man who never begged, the man who never asked permission, the man who never owed anyone. And they will wonder how you did it. But you will never explain, because the code cannot be explained. It must be lived, it must be endured, and it must be endured in silence. While they kneel in front of banks, you stand before your own empire. While they dream of one lucky break, you repeat the same cold moves every day. And while they waste years, you collect freedom in silence. When the ice finally covers the entire world, when the noise is frozen and the distractions are gone, only the cold will remain standing. While they beg for loans, you collect cold wealth in silence.